ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to Srimad Bhagavatam discussion that we are doing today. I request one of you to become host. Who is on the PC, you can show full screen. Speakers mode can be the host and I'll be the co-host. Make me the co-host. Can someone do that? Okay. Mother Shalini is here. Okay. Thank you. So I just wanted to tell once what happened. There were two people and both of them were digging the ground. And before they dug the ground, they requested everybody to turn on their videos. So please turn on the videos if you're there. I absolutely don't mind you doing something else, multitasking, whatever it is, but keep the videos on so that there is some kind of encouragement that I get as I speak. So there are some people there in front of me. I'm not talking to the PC. That's a request. Thank you. So these two fellows, what they were doing, they were digging the ground because they had been instructed by their authority, by their senior to dig the ground. So they were digging. But there was no work being done. They were putting all their efforts. Both of them were profusely sweating under the scorchy sun. So they were sweating, but there was nothing happening. So they are digging the ground and sweating, but the ground was as it is. Anyone knows why? Yes, because the reason is one fellow was digging the ground, the other one was putting the earth back. One was moving the earth, other was putting it back. Moving the earth, putting it back. Moving the earth, one was putting it back. So one was productive, other was counterproductive. So thus they were cancelling each other. They were sweating profusely. They were in great pain. Back was paining, hands were paining. But still, nothing was happening because they were sweating. They were sweating and one was putting the earth, the other was putting it back. Hare Krishna. So this is what happens. This is our life in the material world. Right? What are we doing? We are trying to dig and put the earth, and Maya is putting it back. Yeah, so whatever we are doing, it is being undone. That is the result of every material endeavor. A person may become a great postdoc, PhD, postdoc scholar, may become a billionaire, yes, may become very popular. But after one leaves this body, next life one has to again start with twinkle, twinkle, little star. One has to start with zero bank balance. One has to again begin with 0 followers on Instagram. That's how life is, right? You're back to square one. So thus, it is very important for all of us not to miss the point. So that's going to be the theme of today's discussion. Don't miss the point. Okay. So we're going to be discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, entitled Divinity and Devotional Service, Shloka number 8. And the whole theme is going to be don't miss the point. Okay. We'll recite the mantra. Dharmaha svanishtita pumsam vishvaksena kathasuyah notpadet yadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam. Okay. Again, Prabhupada is translating dharma as occupation. Why? Because that is what is going to sustain occupation of the soul. It's going to sustain our existence. That's the meaning of occupation, sustaining our existence. Dharma Swanishtita. Swa means once, myself. Swa anushtitaha, wherever we are assigned. So according to one's position, in terms of one's position, pumsam, everyone, mankind. Pumsam comes from the word purusha or human beings. So everybody is supposed to do their assigned prescribed duties. Yes. Vishwaksena. Vishwaksena is one of the names of Lord. Actually, is a plenary portion of Lord. Vishwaksena. In the Vaikuntha planet, everything is there. And this word Vishwaksena, and Lord's devotees get his name. Correct? For example, somebody is Damodar. Yes, there is one Damodar who is Krishna, whose belly is bound with ropes of love. And there is another Damodar Prabhu you will find who is a devotee in the spiritual world. So similarly, Vishwaksen actually is the chief security officer of Vaikuntha. He is a security guard of Vaikuntha. His name is Vishwaksen. But from where has Vishwaksena got his name? He has got his name from Krishna. So sometimes Vishwaksen is also a plenary portion of Lord. Yes, he is Vishwaksena, an incarnation of Lord. But still, Vishwaksena Kathasuyaha. So one is supposed to actually develop taste. Vishwaksuna Katha Ratim. The taste for Vishwaksena Katha. Can you imagine how this is? Whatever occupation you do, this occupation should help you to develop taste for hearing Harikatha, Vishwaksena Katha or Krishna Katha. And what if we don't get that taste? Yah no utpadedyati. We don't get it, then what? Then it's as good as those guys digging the earth. One was digging the earth, other was putting it back. Shrama evahi kevalam. What is the result of that? What is the result? Now I would like every one of you to put it on the chat. When I take a husk, you know what is a husk? Where you have rice, right? So I beat the husk, what do I get? You keep beating the husk, what comes out? Simple question. The grains, correct. Rice, you get the grains, right? You beat the husk. Yes, you beat the husk, the grains come out. What happens when you beat an empty husk? What do you get? What is the output of beating an empty husk? Who can tell me? What do you get? What do you get after beating an empty husk? So the answer is nothing once, nothing going twice, nothing going thrice. Anybody else with different answer? You're beating up an empty husk. What do you get? What is the output? The answer is not nothing. Yes, the answer is not nothing. Sweat and skin of the husk is as good as nothing. Okay, all right. I'll tell you what Brahmaji says. This comes in Brahma's prayers. He says, Shreya Shritim Bhakti Mudasyate Vibho Klishyanti ye Kevala Bodhaya Laptate Tesham Asau Kleshala Eva Shishyate Nanyat Yata Stula Tushava. So this comes in the prayers of Brahma, the 10th canto, 14th chapter. He says, yes, now the answer is there. There is one answer in Hindi, Haath dukhega, which means you get hurt. you feel pain. Yes, that is the result. The result of beating an empty husk is actually pain. Why is work painful in this world? How many of you agree work is painful? The only reason the work is painful is because we don't know how to work properly in such a way that the work produces taste for Harikatha, the taste to come to Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. That's how work should be, to produce taste to hear Bhagavatam. So we are going to be discussing our whole. So many times we miss the point. There are people who work so very hard in this world. I stayed in Pune before coming here to Manitoba, and there people would travel about 100 kilometers to go to another town, hanging in the trains, hanging in threefold bending form. Krishna has threefold bending form. These people also would bend in three forms, not because they love to stand like that, because they're pushed by the crowd. They're standing in threefold bending form, and they leave their house at 4 a.m. in the morning. not for Mangalarti, for getting into the train. So they're stuck in the train like this, and then they're going, everybody, bunch of all people, they go to another city, and after going there, then they catch a bus, and then they work in their shift for 8 hours, and again return. Again, threefold winding form. They return like this. And they return in the night at 10 p.m. to again wake up in the morning at 4 a.m. and go like this. 5 days work week. And Saturday, Sunday goes in massage therapy. Ah, Shrama eva hi kevalam. So people work that hard. When asked, why do you work so hard? Yes, it is for the purpose of maintaining a family, which is a very noble motivation. But that should not be the only motive in working. If you're working, the motive has to be divine. People say work is worship. Yes, work is worship when the output is divine. Otherwise, work is simply cumbersome. It can be nonsense. It can be simply pain and suffering. So it is very important for all of us to convert our work into worship, because 99.99% of you here, I don't see anyone who's retired, but they're working. Yes, so am I. Even I'm working. Yes. I'm working in the army of Lord Chaitanya, in the army of Prabhupada. Yes. But everyone's working. But you need to have work is worship. Oh, really work is worship? Then it has to be having a divine cause. And what is that divine cause? The divine cause is we should be attracted to the message of Krishna. That is the Srimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, it is useless labor. Shrama evaihi kevalam. Those two guys were digging the earth. That's what it is. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The occupational activities a man performs according to his own position are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the personality of God. Yes. Now, which work you do in this world is going to give you taste for Harikatha? Is there any connection, Prabhuji? I'm going to a job. Okay, fine. A person may say I'm having a business. I do business. I come back. How is that my business going to increase my taste for my Krishna consciousness or hearing Harikatha? Somebody may say that I'm working in a bank. All right. How is it that this bank, my job in the bank, is going to give me taste in Harikatha? Somebody may say I'm employed. I'm an IT engineer. I'm into software developer. I make software programs. How is it that is going to make? I personally worked in Tata Motors. I was in the gear factory unit. Yes, manufacturing. So we manufacture gear. How is that going to increase taste in Srimad Bhagavatam? Where is the connection? If this verse is coming in the Bhagavatam, it cannot be something nonsense. There is a connection. So what was the previous shloka? The previous shloka 1.2.7, it spoke about what was this the caption? What is the highest benefit for humanity? What is the highest benefit for humanity? The answer to that question. That was a theme of 1.2.7. So what is 1.2.8 then? So 1.2.8 is the essence, because this verse talks about bhakti. But there is hardly people in this world who can only do bhakti. They are in a situation in life where they can only do bhakti. Bhagavatam is a very practical literature. And Bhagavatam understands that 99.99% of the readers who are reading the scripture right now, they even have work. And that is why this section is also coming. This is also the highest benefit for humanity. Well, you're allowed to work, but work with a divine cause. The divine cause is to increase rati, vasudeva katha rati, or ruchi. That should increase. Let's go to the purport. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Let's see how long this is. Oh, it's pretty long. I think we might go for 2 days discussion, but nevertheless, let's try to understand. That's more important. There are different occupational activities in terms of man's different conceptions of life. What does this mean? This is going to be in detailed elaborated in the next. Atapumbir Dvijasreshta Varnashrama Vibhagasaha. So different conceptions of life this means the Varnas. The Brahmanas have certain duties. Kshatriyas have certain duties. The Vaishyas have certain duties. And Shudras have certain duties. Brahmanas have 6 duties. Yajan, Yajan, Pathan, Patan, Dana, Parigraha. Which means they perform yajna and reap the fruits of yajna. They study the Shastras and they teach the Shastras. They give charity and accept charity. These are the 6 functions of Brahmana, 6 duties. Kshatriyas, Tejo, Daksha, Dhriti, Saucham, Yuddhya, Chapya, Palayanam. They have mainly 3. You can remember this word PAW, P-A-W. The Kshatriyas, they are into protection, which means defense, administration, ruling, and welfare activities. These are the 3 functions of Kshatriya mainly. Similarly, Vaishyas have 3 functions. Krishi Go Raksha Varnijyam, Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam, Krishna mentions. So all this is there in the Bhagavad Gita. You can refer to the 18th chapter 42 to 44. This section very clearly gives the qualities, the characteristics, as well as the functionalities of these persons. Vaishya's Krishi. Krishi means agriculture. Go Raksha, cow protection. And Varnijyam. Varnijya is business. And what about Shudra? Paricharaka Karma. So Shudra is supposed to serve the other 3 classes. That's the duty of Shudra. Paricharaka Karma, Shudra Karma Subhavajam. Krishna mentions that. So which category do we fall? You're trying to see? Which category of occupation are we in mainly? Any idea? Did we think? My occupation didn't come, Prabhuji. Where is IT engineer here? Yes. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Serving the other class. That's what happens. Correct? The Srila Prabhupada always wanted, yes. You may do something in the Varna, but at the same time, accept the Brahmanical standards. Prabhupada said we are a Brahman producing movement. So we should also adopt some Brahmanical duties. We should also perform yajna. Don't we perform yajna every day? Sorry. We do, right? Yajnanam japa yajnosmi. What were all of us doing before coming to the Bhagavatam class? Krishna says yajnanam japa yajnosmi. Among all the yajnas, sacrifices, I am Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare. Weren't we doing that? No? Forgot. What are we doing right now? Pathan. We're studying. Right? We're studying. We're studying the scriptures. And many of you who earn, give some portion of your salary or income to Krishna's service. Dhan. Wow. So we are doing some aspect of it. Right? So that way, at least in functionality, we are producing brahmanas. Main thing is yajna, japa yajna. Yajna sankirtana prayar yajanti sumedasha. This is one thing that's creating brahmanas in the society. And if they have little more time, then come and study Srimad Bhagavatam. Understand more how to do yajna properly. What should be the mood? What is the consciousness? We have this. Let's see. To the gross materialists who cannot see anything beyond the gross material body, there is nothing beyond the senses. Hare Krishna. Hari Hari. This is what was our previous condition before coming to this. And that's what the education system teaches us. Now imagine there was no Krishna conscious education. Now I request all of you to type in the chat and tell me, minus Krishna conscious education. Forget your devotees. Go back to your school days, college days, wherever, where you weren't a devotee. What was the goal of life you learned as per the schooling that you took? What did they teach? What did they say was the goal of life? Of course, they never really gave any goal of life. They say, what do you want to be? Teacher asks. I want to be doctor. I want to be lawyer. I want to be engineer. But what is it? Yes, we earn more money. Money is honey. And enjoy life. You should have a big house, a big car, a very wonderful spouse, and have a nice family to score in 10th and 12th boards. More marks. Now, who asks your marks today? But that's what we were taught. So we were not given the goal because the education simply misses the point. We miss the point. Yes, so our goal is not to miss the point. Missing the point means taste in Harikatha. Otherwise, you have missed the point. Every day we have to see. Is our taste for Bhagavatam increasing? Is our taste for Japa increasing? Bhaktivedanta Thakur writes every Ekadashi, which means after every 15 days, we should check. And what is the meaning of taste for holy name? The taste for holy name, the meaning is we should be chanting more rounds in Ekadashi. And we are not chanting more rounds in Ekadashi, then we have missed the point. That's it. That's why Ekadashis are very, very thorough. They are tests, examinations. They are really our exams. Yes, Ekadashi not necessary will be a weekend or a holiday. But still, are we having that desire? Are we planning for it? Are we trying to take out some time extra? Okay, let me take one meal less. Let me take a meal less. And that time which we are spending in cooking and eating, let's invest that time in japa. Is that kind of thought coming? I will take one meal, or I may take fruit meal. Just cut, offer some fruits to Lord and take. No need to cook something. Yes. Get admission in a professional college and then maja hi maja. Wow. That's the goal of life. Anyway, so we have been cheated. We missed the point. But here is where we are getting back. We are coming back. Spiritual education is starting. So education should never stop, should continue. So because the materialistic society doesn't see anything beyond the senses, beyond the senses is spirit. And that's why we are living in a one-sided society where spirit is neglected. Therefore, his occupational activities are limited to concentrated and extended selfishness. Concentrated selfishness on the personal body. Concentration selfishness means I, me, mine. This is called as concentrated selfishness. I, me, mine. He doesn't think aham mameti. Janasya mohoyam aham. I, me, mine. And what is this is seen in lower animals. They are very selfish. They just think of their body. Sometimes the animals, the wild animals especially, if they are hungry, Prabhupada writes, for a person who is a non-vegetarian, food is very difficult to get. And how the example that he gives is a carnivorous animal, the carnivores who eat flesh and drink blood. It's very difficult for them to get food. On the other hand, those who are herbivores, there's ample of opportunities. So even carnivores find it very difficult to eat. And when the carnivores don't get food to eat, you know what they do? They eat their own children. Yeah. Once there was an argument between one person and other person. So Prabhupada was telling this person, he says that I am a person who eats non-veg. What is the problem? Prabhupada said you can only eat what you grow. Since we grow plants, we can eat them. And this person was saying, I will keep a poultry farm and I will eat the chickens. What is the problem? Prabhupada said, poultry farms, you are creating a culture for the chicken to grow. That's a habitat you're creating. But that doesn't mean you're creating the chicken. If you really want to eat meat, then cut your child and eat. Heavy statement. That's what Prabhupada says. Cut your child and eat. But you cannot eat anyone else. So sometimes carnivores do that. Right? So that is called as concentrated sense gratification. Concentrated occupation. Extended selfishness, yeah, this is there in human society. Extended means now, okay, my family, my society. I live in this society. I will work for the welfare of the society. My community, my nation, my world. This world I will be a person wants to build ecological world, Earth. Yes, I'm an Earth man, like that. So there again, their whole society is how to satisfy the gross body of my family, gross bodies of the society, gross bodies of my community, gross bodies of the nation. But there is again no spirit involved here also. That is called extended selfishness. So sense gratification is two types: concentrated and extended. Why does now if there is a person who achieves something, now there's one ex person who achieved something. If you have relationship with that person, okay, he's my brother. Oh, you also get from my brother became an international champion. Yes, yes. Remember, Neha Prabhu had come with us for book distribution. There was this international archery going on. You saw the park. So imagine there was somebody's younger sister who won the archery. Oh yes, my younger sister. We'll uplift her. Yes, my sister. So that pride is taken. This is called extended sense gratification because she is my sister. Because he is my friend. He is my son. Like that. So that is called extended sense gratification. You wouldn't get anything, but you're getting pleasure because somebody belonging to you, you think that person belongs to me, has got it. That's called as extended. Above the gross materialists and the mental speculators who hover aloft in the material spheres, and their occupational duties involve making poetry and philosophy or propagating some ism with the same aim of selfishness limited to the body and the mind. Oh my God. So now these are, Prabhupada is talking about, these are some gross occupation. This fellow, he's working first category, concentrated selfishness. He is working to make food for only himself. I cook, I eat. Okay. I make money for my own enjoyment. These people make money to satisfy their family, society. This is extended selfishness. And then next comes the mental speculators. Now, these people, what kind of occupation they have? They write poetries, they write philosophy, there are books, they write books, they give lectures. But what is their, they don't promote Bhagavatam, they don't promote Bhagavan. They have their own philosophy and they propagate their own philosophy. They make some ism, they will write and make it an ism, yeah, stupidism, idiotism, whatever. Some ism they write, and there is the again, they're no good. Maximum what they do is they try to satisfy mind. Here body and here also mind of some people. So I was speaking with one devotee and he was talking about this particular philosophy. There is a theory of woke. He was telling the theory of woke. I was shocked to hear this theory. Then I did some research on that wokish theory. Have you heard of this woke? Theory of woke? I never heard anything. Many of you have not heard, some of you have heard. Yes. Wokish theory. Yes. So these people, they have a lot of fascination for mystery and supernaturals. But anyways, they also miss the point. Every time the point is missed. That doesn't lead them anywhere. So that's why Prabhupada called them what? Armchair speculators. Have you seen when once there was a young lad, he saw horse riding going on. A person was going on horse. He was a very tiny fellow. He said, I also want to do horse riding. But he was crying, he was banging the floor and crying. I want this, I want this. At that particular point of time, his parents brought him a horse, the toy one, and then made him sit on that. And he was going like this. So he asked, are you liking the horse? He said, yes, I'm kind of loving this horse. But only thing is, my horse is not going ahead. Why? He's in the same spot. Have you seen that kind of a rocking chair or horse going there? They're not going anywhere ahead. Yeah, just they are doing like this, like this, like this. But nobody's proceeding ahead. This is what happens with these armchair speculators. Materialistic people, they're sitting in one place. These armchair speculators, they're rocking and they think they're moving ahead. But actually, we know they're moving, but they're not moving anywhere. They're not proceeding ahead. Especially in the direction of God. No, there they're not moving. That's for sure. So they also missed the point. So three people have missed the point. Okay, let us see. Yes, now these are the people who get the point. But above the body and mind is the dormant spirit soul, whose absence from the body makes the whole range of bodily and mental selfishness completely null and void. But less intelligent people have no information of the needs of spirit soul. This is called as spirituality. Spirituality is not a question of interest, it's a question of need actually. Sometimes you say, oh, we are having spiritual sessions. Please join us. What do people say? Not interested. Or people say, no time. It is like a person who is sitting in a room and he is doing his software program on the PC. And the room is fire. There's fire in all directions. So people are telling him outside, hey, there is fire in the room. Please exit the room. Otherwise you'll be burnt. He says, no time. I'm working. But there's fire all around. This is what is the situation of today's society. Yes. Imagine we're all traveling in a bus. You're all traveling in a bus, right? And suddenly there's an announcement, there is a bomb in the bus. What will happen? We'll panic first. But what will be the process in our thought process in our mind? How to jump out of the bus, correct? But imagine some people sitting now. It's a bomb. And some people are sitting, oh, this seat doesn't have sufficient cushion. This bus should change their suspension system. I think they can make better regulators for the air conditioning. I think there should be an individual television attached so that we can watch some. Other person is watching. He is putting his earphones and seriously watching. A person comes out. He removes his earphone. Shouts in his ears. He says, "Don't shout, man. Don't disturb. Can't you see I'm watching an interesting movie? Let me finish the plot." And he's watching. But there's a bomb in the bus. So what will you call these people? We can only call them nuts and stupids. But this is what is happening. Despite the bomb threat, we are not living. So this should be the situation. What is the meaning of bomb? The meaning of bomb is death can come at any moment. And what should be our seriousness? Our seriousness should be, are we preparing to jump out of the bus and escape? Or we are going to get bombed, another material body? Yes. So very, very dangerous. Now, how many of you seen some buildings which are abandoned? There's a building, it's abandoned. You've seen? How many of you like to go there and sleep? Because, oh, there's a free building. There's nobody in here. I'll go occupy this property. Why? Because there's a risk that this building will collapse at any moment. And if the building collapses, what will happen? The person who's sleeping underneath will become chutney. That's what will happen. So nobody will go and sleep inside an abandoned building. There is nobody who will go and touch it. Have you seen this sign? In some places, you have this sign. What does this mean? Danger, toxic, poison, danger. So imagine there are wires, barbed wires. On that they put this sign. How many of you like to go and touch? Let us try. Let us try. Let's go and try. We touch. Because Krishna, the creator, has very clearly told Dukkhale Mashashvatam. We should not miss the point. So because foolish people have no information of the soul and how it is beyond the purview of the body and mind, They are not satisfied in the performance of their occupation. This is the answer. Why we are not satisfied in the occupation? Nobody is happy. If you see people, we have done book distribution, something called signal book distribution. It works in India. I don't know if it will work here. Here the cops will come and take you. In India, everything works. So when we tried, which is a good time for us to do book distribution on the signals, because we go, knock the batter the car, they lower the glasses, we give them a Gita and says, give some donation, and people give something. We don't give them time to react only. This is Gita da, we are giving Gita, please give some donation. Finished. People have no time what happened, they give something. Finished. So when going to the time in the mornings, when people are going to the office, they have a lot of tension because they don't know if their jobs will be there. We would be still having our job, or we'll be kicked out. We don't know. That's why they're so worried. They're worried about their performance. And while coming back, they're frustrated. So when going, we see anxiety. While coming back, we see the expressions they're frustrated. Like this. Very morose. So occupational duties are not giving the. Why? Because of no information of soul. This is the main thing. And they don't know how to nourish the soul. What are the needs of soul? This is not taught in any schools or college. We may have the best educational institution. That's why Prabhupada went to MIT. He went to MIT and asked, oh, MIT, where is your department? People had no answer. You say you're the best institution. Is there signs of Almighty? It is not there. Then how can that be the best institution? So that is why the question of the satisfaction of self is raised here. The self is beyond the gross body and the subtle mind. He is the potent active principle of the body and mind. Yes, active principle. How many of you have seen an aquarium? Will anyone see an empty aquarium and sit like that? No. Will somebody stare at a blank television screen? Have you seen previously that television? That sound used to come and different rainbow colors. People sit and watch that because there is no active principle. How many of you will want to see the dead fishes in the aquarium? The fishes are dead. Aquarium with dead fishes. You would like to see? No, there's no interest. People want active. Why do people want to see the aquarium? Because there are different colored fishes that make it attractive. Yes. Wow. Nice. People go to movies, theaters to watch the screen, not the empty screen. People don't even watch the ads. The ad commercials are very frustrating. We went for Mahavatar Nursing Pro, that's why this analogy is coming. And we are waiting. When is the movie going to start? Start the movie, man. Stop these ads. They're really irritating. And very funny commercial ads. Very funny ads. Yes, so we stop that. We want the active principle. Similarly, the body and the mind are not the active principles. They are the activated principles. But what is activating the body and mind is the active principle, which is the soul. Soul is active. Body and mind are activated because of the soul. Right? Tomorrow's session, what we're going to do is we're continuing from here. We'll continue from here and we will also discuss some people from Srimad Bhagavatam who missed the point and somebody who caught the point. So we'll see. Missed the point, caught the point. Who missed the point and who caught the point? We're going to see several analogies. So tomorrow's discussion, today we had a very good amount of philosophy and theory. Tomorrow we'll have a bit of rasa and pastimes on the same theme. All right. So at this particular point of time, I'd like to pause for the next 5 minutes if we can have some discussion. That'd be really nice. Anyone wants to say something, ask something? Yes. Baby Jab.
Hey Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam. I have a question on extended selfishness. You mentioned that means we're, in a sense, we're doing things for our nation, our world, our community, could this also extend to our congregation, our temple? So sometimes we do services saying, this is our temple, so I'll go out of my way doing all such services. But when I'm visiting another center, another temple, I'm just going to sit down, listen to the kirtan. I don't want to do any services. And I've traveled with some individuals that would tell me not to sign up for services because it's not my congregation. So I wanted to ask you, is that a form of extended selfishness that you're not at your home temple? In a sense, you're at a different location. We're all part of the same movement, but I wanted to ask you that.
This is called as narrow-minded selfishness in Krishna consciousness. You are my counselee, you should only serve me. You are my community member, you should only serve me. Why? Because that is not Prabhupada's movement. That's what is called narrow-minded. We don't see that as Prabhupada's movement. No. Every single temple in the ISKCON temple is our temple. This is the right principle. Of course, we are taught to think globally and act locally. This is the sutra that GBC has released. Our leaders think globally. That means we should think for welfare of entire mission of Prabhupada, but act locally. Why? Because in order to have proper management and no clashes, it is very important that we are given a place, we are given a department, we are given an activity, we are given a service, we are given a task within a particular temple. And that should be our first responsibility. We can't serve other temples at the cost of our given responsibilities. Now, for example, I have got a responsibility to serve in, suppose, ISKCON Manitoba. I give an ABC service. And my authority asked, Prabhu, why didn't you do this ABC three things? He says, oh, that is because I was very busy serving ISKCON Timbuktu, LA temple, and I was serving Mauritius. I was serving Singapore, all these places I was serving, so I couldn't do this. That's not done. But at the same time, we have to develop this broad-minded vision that we are one spiritual family and we are one spiritual movement, and every single temple is Prabhupada's temple, and we are ultimately servants of Prabhupada. So without hampering the services which are already given to us, if we are doing some other service, there is no problem. It's actually no, as such, no need. So this is what is called as narrow-minded selfishness in Krishna consciousness. This is material consciousness in Krishna conscious movement. Hey, this is my temple. This is my area. How can you come? No. Hey, what is that person doing? Is Prabhupada's movement going to expand with this particular activity? Yes. Very good. Please do. Will Prabhupada be the winner or loser? We have to make Prabhupada win. And when will Prabhupada win? When devotees cooperate. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. Mother Shalini?
Prabhuji, I loved your bomb example because I was at the old city hall the other day doing book distribution, and no matter what you tell people, they ignore you and I realized that, it's like people sitting in a bus on a bus, you tell them there is a bomb, but they say, no, we are too busy eating right now, or I'm too busy watching my phone, so don't disturb me. So I was thinking maybe we can use this as a metaphor for telling them the urgency of feeding your soul through spirituality by giving that example of, there is a bomb here. What would you do? So I really love that example that you gave. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Raksha Mataji?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, done with Puna. So, my question is here one point was says when we don't if beyond the preview of the body and mind, they are not satisfied in the performance of their occupational duties. So sometimes what I feel like we don't even know what the actual satisfaction is. We feel like, oh, okay, after the work, if we get some personal time with a cup of tea or a coffee, or we sit in front of the TV, watch my favorite show, that is the satisfaction. So what the actual satisfaction is actually usually.
Coming soon, part 2, tomorrow. That's the whole point. Yes, so what
Okay.
is the satisfaction? We'll discuss. Please, this is going to be discussed in detail tomorrow. In case it's not addressed, then you can ask me. So we'll see
Thank you.
what is Sukha, Santosha, then Atmananda, Brahmananda, Paramananda, Bhaktiananda. There are various levels. We're going to see that. People can be so selfish that they are seeing the bomb as they're disturbing the routines or plans. Now, that's we can call it self-absorbed. They're Vishya Abhinivesh. They're so absorbed in sense gratification. Instead of something serious to react, to keep themselves safe and take shelter from. They call it a disturbance. Thank you very much. Time is up. So we'd like to conclude here. And I wish to thank each and every one of you who came very enthusiastically to take part in today's Bhagavatam. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समस्त गौड़ भक्त वृंद की जय, गौड़ प्रेमानंद, हरि हरि बोल. Thank you so much.